Welcome to this beautiful summer solstice morning. We are experiencing the shift on the planet with the sun, and the symbolism of that is really profound as we learn how to sit with it and meditate on. For us in the Western Hemisphere, it means the longest day of the year, the brightest sunshine for the longest amount of time. So as I was meditating on this yesterday and today, I felt that what the energy of that feels like is this infused bright light that's being absorbed by our planet, and how the humans on the planet some are very resistant to that bright light, and also some dark forces of energy are very resistant to that bright light as well. And that influx of, if you can imagine, and I'd like to take full advantage of that right now, if you can just take a deep breath and say, I receive, and feel the influx of light move into the body. And I am ready and willing to receive the light that is rightfully mine and yours and theirs. I am willing and ready to amplify that light. I am willing and ready to release all resistance to the light. And your breathing, your deep breathing, as you say this, brings more in. It allows that light to permeate the cells of the body, the ethereal body, the mental, and the emotional bodies. And so as we participate in receiving more light, what happens when you walk into a room and you flip on the light, the darkness leaves. Now, with the ego, the human experience, and I don't want to make the ego sound all that bad because it's here for a purpose, but the ego is just identifying with labels. Okay, if we look at what the ego is, it was necessary as children to obtain an ego that says, I am not my parents, I am me. And then we learn how to drop layers of the ego that create separation and judgment as we go through our own healing and awakening process. And what that looks like is recognizing a judgment as soon as it rises towards yourself or anyone else, and repeat the simple statement, I am willing and ready to let that go. It no longer serves me. And the ego gets a bit confronted because it does like judgment, and it does serve the ego to judge others as less than or inadequate or incapable or bad and wrong. The ego needs that so that it can justify its own darkness or its own feelings of inadequacy. So when we can separate ourselves from the ego self, the one who needs to be right, who needs to prove itself, who needs to prove that it's worthy, that's how you know the ego is operating, who needs to fix anything. That's a big part of it too. When we feel like I need to fix myself, I'm broken, something's wrong, that's also the ego. When in reality, coming from our divine self, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And so the human experience is very tied into the identity of the human body, the self. And what happens is we will attract experiences and people to the self that will cause us to birth out of the need to prove ourselves, the need of the ego being the one running the show. Now, the ego will still remain, but you can observe the ego rather than operate from the ego. So how do you know when you're in that ego is when you're arguing for even your limitations. Like, no, I really am sick. I'm really bad. I can't do this. I can't do that. I don't have enough money. I don't have good relationships. That's arguing for your limitations. That's the ego also. In the drama triangle, that would be the victim, playing the part of the victim. The other one would be how the ego's operating when you feel like you need to fix something that is broken, that you are deeming as broken. Because as Lori mentioned earlier, all these things we call to our experience and these relationships so that we can look in the mirror. And I was taught yesterday in my contemplation time. I get really emotional about these downloads that I'll receive because they're such beautiful, pure truth. And how you know when you are being a good leader. How do you know if you're being a good leader? How do you know if you're following a good leader? Well, a good leader, and this is for all of us to incorporate in us, a good leader is not going to make you dependent on them. They hand over your sovereignty, your agency. They help you see your divine worth just by their presence. They're not here to fix because nothing is broken. A wonderful leader gives people the tools to go inward and find the answers themselves. When a leader becomes attached to the role of being the leader and says, you need to follow me, you need to do what I say, they are misaligned. They're out of alignment with the truth. The truth is that everyone has the capacity to go within. We all have the God code written within us. And the moment that a person puts themselves above or below someone else, when we do that, the ego is operating. So coming back around to the summer solstice, it's the energy of the solstice is saying what no longer serves me in my life that I can let go of. Because the sun illuminates the darkness. What am I ready to let go of? And for me, it was the need to do something to validate my worth. That one's been happening for years now, and I can say that I've made great progress. How do I know that? Because I can sit on the couch and do nothing and feel amazing, feel incredible love. So that's one that I've been working on. Another one that now that I'm moving into is complete surrender. So I'm going to hit this one for just a moment. This, in my Christian background, it was not my will, but thine be done. In the good books is how it's spoken. So whatever language you need to use, I'm going to encourage us to take 10 seconds right now and completely turn your life over to source, to God, to divine will. Turn this whole experience, the body, the mind, the heart, over to divine source. Whatever words you need to use, heavenly parents, the spirit, God, prime creator, it doesn't matter what words you use. It's letting go of control, letting go of your need to control a situation. So take something that's been rather difficult for you in your life lately. Okay, now breathe into that feeling that this difficult experience brings to you, whether it's struggle, fear of lack, fear of not being good enough, being cut off from family members, isolation. Take that feeling, breathe into it. Now do another deep breath. This time move the energy. Move it out with a sigh. Okay. Take another deep breath. I'm ready and willing to let this discomfort go, this feeling go. Thank you for bringing it to my awareness. Thank you for showing it to me. I'm ready and willing to let it go. It no longer serves me. I am letting go of the need to control the outcome. I'm letting go of the need to have it happen a certain way. I'm letting go of the need to have someone change. I'm letting go of the need to have people around me listen to me. I'm letting go of the need to show others how it needs to be done. I let go of all of that. I am willing to surrender all the need to control any outcome. There we go. Good job. There's a shift happening. I am now ready and willing to let the divine move through me. We're going to do this, like I said, for 10 seconds. And deep breathe. And completely surrender, palms open. Let Source, God, move into, it's already there. Let it move through the cells of your body. Let it move your feet, your legs, your arms, your hands, your mind, your heart. Let God move in. It's already there. So let's ignite it with the sunshine light that we see through the summer solstice. I am ready and willing to let Source move me, speak through me, my actions, my words, my daily doings. I am ready and willing now to let the divine move through me. Takes about 10 seconds to just shift gears to I am ready and willing to let Source move through me, to allow the light to come through my words, my actions, my heart, and my mind. Now, as we practice this simple, maybe not easy, because the ego is going to be like this in the face saying, no, we can't trust. We can't trust divine. We can't trust Source. We can't trust the flow of the universe. I need to have this outcome. You recognize that, you be aware of that, and you say, oh, hi, hello. Thank you for sharing. I'm ready and willing to surrender you. Now, what happens as we practice this throughout the days, all day? First thing when you wake up, when you go to bed, I surrender my will to thy will. What happens is you will feel an elevated sunshine move through you. You will feel more peace. You will feel more joy. You will feel more even conflict. This isn't what I know. It's not what I know to do. I've got to get in control of this. I got to make something happen. Recognize that. That's your gift. I am ready and willing to surrender any and all outcomes to this situation. If it's my turn to let this body die on the planet, I'm ready and willing for that as well. As we choose intentionally to allow the bright light that's within us to blossom, to get brighter by surrendering the ego, thy will for my will. And understand it's already in you. You don't have to go seek it. It's there. These 10 seconds will turn into a minute and 2 minutes and 3 minutes. And you will find yourself stopping to have a conversation with someone, to just smile at someone, to radiate love more throughout your day. you'll find that your days will go much easier. As you turn your life over more and more and allow the divine to move you, you will also begin to see, now we get a little deep here, that the source within you is serving the source within them. It's not just in some of us, it's in every one of us. And who you believe you're helping is also receiving service from their source self. So in essence, it's source serving self, serving source. And the gift is in the giving and the receiving, because the divine is in both sides. You can't have one without the other. When you give, you also receive. When you receive, you also give. Go into that energy for a moment and see when you're in service, for example, to your children or your grandchildren or some littles in your life. You can feel their energy of feeling some joy. Or when you are gifting to another person, just your presence. You might be able to see some relief come over them, knowing that they are okay, knowing that they are not broken, they don't need to be fixed. At least they feel that way in your presence. Now, that doesn't mean that we tolerate misbehavior towards us. We can set boundaries lovingly. And when I'm in a group of people and someone chooses to go down a gossip hole, I will either just remove myself or simply say, if it's just me and that other person, I choose not to go down this path. Can we talk about something else? And it becomes really beautiful as you become the observer of when the ego steps in, needs to make others bad and wrong, needs to make others broken, needs to make you the savior to fix it. But rather you see the light in every being, even the darkest of the dark. The light is still there. So as we go through this transition on the planet of the summer solstice, let's take full advantage of the light that's ours, of the light that is already within us. And as you get out into nature, and as we move into summer, we experience the beauty of nature, the blossoming of our flowers, trees, that we sit with it and we go, all is well in my world. All is perfect. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the experience. Thank you for being with this tree right now. What does this tree want to teach you? Maybe even listen to the tree give thanks for you giving thanks to the tree. This beautiful, magical dance happens when we're in nature. And as we practice moving our bodies in nature, we become one with it. That may sound abstract, but you'll have moments. And I encourage you to take these 10-second moments that you have to turn your will over to thy will, to the prime creator within you of complete love and acceptance of all things and everyone. And watch magic happen around your world. The more we learn about this, or remember would be a more appropriate word, the more we remember the truth about ourselves and others, the less we need. I'm going to repeat that again. The more we know the truth, the less we need. The less we need others to perform, the less we need things in our life to make us feel safe, the less we need or have an expectation of others to do something, the more we know the truth, the less we need. Sit with that today. I need nothing. All that I have is already inside of me. I get to practice accessing it and surrendering the parts of me that say otherwise. It's observing all the parts without the judgment that you're bad and wrong. The part of you that needs to hoard on to love. Oh, this relationship, I need it, I need it, I need it. I need it to fill me. The parts of us that need to hoard on to things. I need these things to make me feel safe, to make me feel enough, to hoard money. Oh, I can't tip, I can't give away money because I don't have enough. If you're feeling lack of money, give some away. It works. When we move into the energy of abundance, abundance of all good things, love, relationships, health, and all of the things we think we need to hold tightly to. Surrender. Surrender your ego. Surrender your will to thy will and watch the magic happen in your life. Sit with the summer solstice this week. I am willing and ready to receive all the light that is already within me, to ignite that light and to serve with that light coming from that space. And so it is. Practice this for the next week, being intentional about these 10-second moments. When you move into a group of people, I'm willing and ready to let God speak through me. I am willing and ready to surrender this vessel. I am willing and ready to use my hands, my feet, this body to serve, not my will, but thine. And as you serve, receive the gifts that come to you. This automatically will shift your vibration and you will experience more blissful living. I want to hear feedback on how this works for you all. And I look forward to getting feedback on this. I know for me, this has been, I've been doing it throughout my life, and I was forced to do it at the age of 30 when I lost my identity, but I've been practicing it on another level, and I've had really extraordinary results. I love you all. Create a blissful life.